Hi, I'm Randy Chapman.
And I'm Jean Chapman, and we're Happy Scraps, along with our son Jamie Chapman. He also does some. There's a video on our channel with him on it too. And we're here because we want to talk about what Happy Scraps is and how it began, and a little bit about what we do. So we thought this would give information to all our customers that always ask questions. How'd you get started, and what all do you do? So first of all, Happy Scraps is metal art made from scrap metal.
And I started as a welder. I worked for the same company for 40 years. I started in 1969, and from 1969 till 1973, I was a welder. They trained me how to weld. But after that, they moved me into the engineering office, and I spent the rest of my career there in engineering and programming, cost estimating, buying. Well, they shut down in '09, and so from 1973 till 2009, I hadn't touched a welder.
So how did Happy Scraps begin? Happy Scraps began in 2008. We were on our anniversary trip, and we saw some metal art in a store on Ocracoke Island where we were having our trip. And the metal art, I said, "Oh, I love this metal art." Randy goes, "Well, I can make that." And I know from his God-given talents that he is very creative and that he could do that, but he said he needed a welder. So I said, okay, we're going to go home and we're going to buy a welder, and we're going to just play around, see what we can do. We thought maybe after retirement, this is something we could do just for fun, off and on, as a hobby. And then we came home, we got the welder, he did a bunch of pieces. We did one show at the end, in May of 2009, and came home and found out he was laid off from work. And so we decided to do Happy Scraps full time, and that's kind of how Happy Scraps began. And what is Happy Scraps, Randy?
Happy Scraps is, I made welded characters, kind of like this. This is a vice grip that I turned into a fish with ball bearings and scrap. And I gather scrap up from yard sales, garages. Somebody sweeps out their garages and gives me a bucket of scrap. I go to different manufacturers and buy scrap from them, or somebody has something that they found in a ditch somewhere and they'll give it to me, and it just comes from everywhere.
A couple other things that he's made is like this baseball player here. That's out of all, scrap screws and nuts, bolts, and stuff like that, and laser cut pieces from some manufacturers. And then we have this bookworm here he's made. There's another piece that's really popular, and that's made out of
nuts, scraps, a few little bolts, nails, yeah, a little bit of everything.
So that's just a few of the things that we make. We usually have on hand around 350 pieces that we take to a show, and it can be anything from careers to animals to sports figures and flowers, odds and ends, just some abstract art sometimes. It's just whatever he sees in the scrap we have here is what he makes, and we're very, very thankful to the Lord for really opening this up to us, and that's who we really want to honor also on this video. Another thing that I'd like to share is how did Happy Scraps, how did we get the name Happy Scraps? And when we first started, we asked our family, we asked all our kids, what should we name this company, this small business? What should we name it? And our daughter-in-law, Katie Chapman, came up with Happy Scraps. And I liked that name, and Randy liked that name. He kind of wanted a more manly name, but
Yep.
But this has really turned out really good over these past 10 years. People come into our booth and they smile and they'll laugh and they'll try and figure out what's all in a piece and where did it come from, and they'll ask questions. And so it's a perfect name for us, Happy Scraps. And we spell ours SCRAPS, and our son has Happy Scraps, and he spells his with SKRAPS. So if you see SKRAPS, that's our son Jamie. Say hi to him for us. And he also has a video on this channel that I did of him, just a short one, to introduce who he is. Randy, would you like to show them the shop and explain?
This is the shop. I built a little 12 by 12 metal shop. It has high sides, so I could have storage with all the shelving and everything. A lot of different, I have, of these containers here, I probably have close to 400 of these containers scattered throughout the shop and my garage and another outbuilding with different sizes and pieces of scrap, obrons, laser cut parts, tiny parts, little stamp parts, but I have thousands and thousands of those scattered around. I have 5 different welding machines. The one that does 95% of what I do is this Miller-Matic 140 auto set. I've had it for 3 or 4 years now, and it's a great machine. This is the actual welding area. And of course, when in a weld shop, you have to have a lot of exhaust fans because you produce a lot of smoke. So I've got 3 or 4 fans scattered around. I do a lot of grinding. This is a bench grinder here, an 8-inch bench grinder with wire wheel, stone grinder, a lot of drills with wire wheels, cutoff wheels. I use a lot of cutoff wheels with angle grinders, a lot of that, more metal storage, and that's about it. There's not a whole lot to the shop. It's not very big, but it's everything I need.
So now you've seen a little bit about where Happy Scraps comes from. You heard about our beginnings, and you will see we have a website on the bottom of this video, www.happyscraps.net, and you can go there and click on gallery, and you can see a lot of the pictures of different things we've made, and some pictures are on the website, and it also has our schedule to where we will be, on what dates and what show we will be in, that you can come visit us and see in person what we make. We also have 8 shops between Virginia and North Carolina that carry our items, and that is also on our first page of our website, and you can see what shops those are in. So if we're not at a show near you, you can always go to a shop and check out our items. Randy?
And remember, welding is like sewing with fire.
Hey, Randy cut me off there. I also wanted just to share that if you've enjoyed this video and would like to follow us further, to please subscribe to our channel and hit the thumbs up. We will be having other items on here about Happy Scraps, and we'll also have our travel. We'll be doing some travel this summer, and we'll explain that later, and you can follow us that way also. Have a good day.